Hey you guys, it's Lauren. Welcome back. So today's video is going to be very fun because we're going to be talking about the Sephora Vib sale, or whatever they're calling it these days. But the sale's going on, and I know I have to just put it out there. I myself am probably not going to be shopping this sale. I just placed an order through Biosense. I picked up a couple new products through them, and I don't know, I've been having fun going through my old products. Not so much with makeup, more skincare items. I know everybody loves these videos. I think they are fun to do. It's for me, I like watching them because I feel like I'm window shopping in a sense, even though I might not be purchasing anything, but it's just fun to talk about products and to see all the products, especially amongst everything that's going on in this world today. By the way, I hope everybody is safe and healthy. At work, we just started wearing masks. They initiated that last week, and now we all know the CDC started recommending that everybody in the nation start wearing masks when we're out and about. So I'm sure a lot of us just aren't really applying makeup in the same way that we were before, but I am still reaching for my mascara. I put some brows on pretty much, well, not really when I'm home, and I'm not really going out. When I go to work, I'm putting on mascara and brows at least. Like I said, skincare has been my go-to. SPF, I started my new love for, you know, a good SPF formula probably around sometime last year. But now that is my one product that I've really been investing in. So SPF and yeah, just really the rest of my skincare and some eyebrows and mascara. But like I said, I still love watching these videos. I hope you guys do too. I thought a buy this, not that kind of video would be fun again. I did this for the last Sephora sale and everybody seemed to really like it. So I'll do that same style again. In the end of the video, I'll talk a little bit about what's been going on in the hospital environment and just a little COVID update, which I don't know if a lot of you are sick of hearing, but I do think it's important to continue to address the situation. So we'll talk about it in the end, but first let's talk about some beauty products. All right, so let's talk about mascara. I have been falling in love with this new ABH Lash Bragg mascara. I just love this moussey formula. I think it's super lightweight. I love the hourglass brush. It's really voluminous. It's a really smoothing formula. Lasts all day. It barely flakes. I mean, it has been very hard for me to find a mascara that doesn't flake at all, let's be honest. But I mean, by the time, before flaking, it would probably, this gets me through a good, definitely a 12-hour shift, but I do notice a teensy bit of flaking. But overall, I think the lasting power is really great on this, and I just, if anything, love the voluminous look I get from this. I would say buy this over the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I know this is like a cult favorite for so many people, but if this is one of your favorites, give the ABH one a try because it has that same hourglass fluffy brush that I know a lot of people like, but this formula is so much more, it just glides on better, and it's just a little bit more natural looking, and it lasts a lot better than the Too Faced. All right, and let's talk about full coverage foundations. If you guys are looking for a good full coverage foundation, I would say avoid the Urban Decay Stay Naked foundation. This looks so unnatural on me, and it was super drying. It does have denatured alcohol in it. It does have a long wear time. It lasts really well, but it just looks so cakey and unnatural on me. I was so sad about this because I love the original Naked formula, and I was hoping that it would be almost the same as that, but yeah, this was a no-go for me. I know a lot of people with oily skin love that foundation, so maybe if you're oily you would like that, but I would say over the Urban Decay Stay Naked, go for the Becca Ultimate Coverage Foundation. I think this is such an underrated foundation. I'm wearing it today. The color is a little off for me. It's a little on the pale side, but that coverage is just undeniable. It covers all my melasma spots, and it really just sinks into your skin and becomes one with your skin. It looks really natural while being high coverage, and I think that's pretty hard to find, but it's worth spending money on, I think, when it comes to a full coverage foundation. That's my thing. Like, if I'm going for a full coverage foundation, it has to look like my skin and not look cakey. And I love the finish of that foundation. And yeah, I love that foundation so much. I feel like I don't give that enough love, but I do really love that foundation. Now, if you're looking for more of a lightweight coverage, more of a BB cream kind of feel, I would go for the Tarte Maracuja Tinted Moisturizer or Tinted Hydrator over the Bite Beauty Changemaker Foundation. The Changemaker Foundation, I do feel like it has a nice finish. It had a decent wear time, but I felt like this accentuated my dry patches. And I know for myself, I'd rather spend money on a full coverage foundation if it's high end. I can find so many good light to medium coverage foundations at the drugstore. I mean, granted, I'll pay for it, like we're going to talk about this in a second, but if it's light coverage, but it just enhances your skin texture and just brings out the good aspects of your skin. But this just accentuated all my dry patches. It didn't have the best wear time. I just was kind of disappointed by this. So I would say go for the Tarte Maracuja Tinted Hydrator over the Bite Beauty. The Tarte it has such a gorgeous finish. It gives you the most beautiful glow. It makes your skin look healthy. It makes it look like you spent a lot of time on your skincare the night before. Your skin looks hydrated and plump. Now, I will say this does slide around. And I noticed that when I had more of a heavy duty primer on, it just didn't hold up well. So if you have oily skin, I do not think you would like this. For my dry skin friends out there, this is so hydrating and moisturizing. It feels so good on the skin, and I love the finish of this. But especially since I haven't been really reaching for foundations on a daily basis, but if I'm going for a walk or something, if I want a little extra coverage over my SPF, this works really well with skincare products, SPF. I just really love it, and I love the hydration from it. My skin's been super dry, so any hydrating product I'm all about. All right, now let's talk about concealers. So I was so excited about the new Hourglass concealer. I ended up returning it though because I could not get it to work. Like I said, my skin is super dry and it just kind of caked up and looked unnatural. I just was so disappointed, and I love Hourglass products, especially when it comes to their powders, and they just know these complexion products. There's something about their complexion products, I don't know what it is. Their powders are absolutely gorgeous. So I was hoping that the concealer would live up to that, just the beautiful formulations that they have, and unfortunately it just did not work for me. So over the Hourglass concealer, if you have dry skin, I would go for the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. This is a gorgeous concealer. I'm wearing it today, and I don't know if you can tell, but I feel like my under eyes look super dewy. I love that like hydrated finish. If you don't like a dew underneath your eyes, you wouldn't like this because it doesn't really fully set. But I like that. I like being able to pat out my concealer throughout the day because of my skin being super dry. And especially if your concealer is going to settle. I mean, let's be honest. If we have fine lines, our concealer is going to settle into our lines. But I like to be able to work with it throughout the day. But this, because the formula is super thick, I do notice, I feel like it almost fills in my lines and gives a smoothing effect. So yeah, I just love this. The littlest bit goes a long way. This is just amazing. I just love the coverage, the dewy finish. Just love it. I could not recommend this enough. And now let's talk some blushes. I talked about this a lot before, but the Cover FX Duo Blushes, I was so underwhelmed by these. I just thought the matte side was especially dusty and they didn't blend well. They just didn't give that like seamless look on the cheeks. I like the shimmer side, but to buy a blush for just one side, like it's a duo blush, so you want to get a good bang for your buck. Over the Cover FX blushes, I would go for the Jouer Duos. These are absolutely gorgeous. The packaging is just as good, if not better. It has a longer mirror and it has these huge blush pans. I've had this forever and it looks like I barely need a dent in these. These are very pigmented, but not too much. Not like the Bucks of Wonderlust blushes. I feel like they're super saturated. These are like just enough pigment where, you know, they're gonna last and they're gonna have payoff. They give a nice saturated color, but they still look natural. And I love that this duo has the cool tone blush and then also the peachy tone blush. I love these. The powder is so silky. They blend in effortlessly. These are just great. All right, now let's talk about makeup sponges. I would say go for this Tarte Concealer Sponge over the Beauty Blender. So I tried the Beauty Blender about like 6 months ago and I've been loving it. It's great. I love it. It's definitely worth the hype. I get why everybody just raves about that sponge. But this Tarte sponge, first of all, it's cheaper. It's 16 bucks. And this has such like a pliable, squishy feel to it that it just has the perfect bounce when you're applying your foundation. It's really smoothing too. And it also doesn't feel as like porous as the Beauty Blender is. It's just so nice, and oh, I just love that squishy kind of, I don't know, do you guys remember GAC? It almost has that like, not slimy feel, but when there's foundation in it, it just has more of a, I don't know, not a spongy feel, just more of almost like a putty feel in a way. If you guys have used the Flower Beauty sponge, it's very similar to that texture, just super squishy. The size is great too. It really puffs up when you add water to it. Now the only thing, it doesn't hold up well with cleaning. I definitely noticed some fraying at the top of it. Not too bad. There's no other like divots in it or anything. I usually get those divots with my Eco Tools sponge. I still love that sponge, but that one does not hold up well. But yeah, I just love the feeling of this. It's just so satisfying, and it's really smoothing when you apply your foundation. All right, and then let's talk hair care. I went and picked up the Drunk Elephant Chris McMillan, which apparently is Jennifer Aniston's hairstylist. I picked up their new hair care line, not the whole line, I just got their shampoo and conditioner. Let's talk about these for a second. So these have the whole Drunk Elephant premise where, you know, they leave out what they call the bad stuff. So no silicones, no fragrance, which I was a little leery about the no fragrance thing because I'm really trying to aim for no fragrance in my skincare, but hair care, I don't know, that's just part of the experience for me when I'm shampooing and conditioning my hair. I just love getting that nice refreshing scent. These have like an almond scent to them. If you guys, for the bakers out there, it smells like straight up almond extract, which isn't a bad smell, but I don't know, I like more of a perfumey, fruity smell in my hair. So the smell's not the best for me, but it's still a nice light smell. The shampoo I definitely liked more than the conditioner. It really does degunk your scalp. It really makes your hair feel light. It doesn't overly cleanse. It doesn't have any harsh surfactants in it or anything like that. It just cleans the hair and makes your hair really lightweight. So while it cleans the hair and it's nice and gentle, I didn't get that nice like smooth silky feeling. I thought it was nice. It did the job. I liked the lightweight feel, but I don't know, it just didn't feel super high-end and worth it to me to spend this much on a shampoo. Now, I do think this will last me a long time because I only need a teensy bit when it comes to my scalp. But conditioner, like I was saying, I need a ton of product, especially conditioner, to coat my hair. I've only used this maybe twice so far, and I'm already, it feels like, you can't really tell because the bottle's opaque, but it feels like I'm almost halfway through this. I need a ton of this to coat my hair. I went in and did a whole dollop. I probably covered more than almost my whole palm here. I coated the ends and I kind of worked it up to like mid shaft, and my hair still felt like it needed more. I went in and did a second palm full to coat the rest of my hair. This just did not coat my hair, and I didn't achieve that silky feel, that detangling feel that I like from a conditioner. I like to apply my conditioner and I like to feel that I can just run my fingers through my hair nice and easily. I want that detangling aspect. So this just was not enough for my dry hair. Now, I think they did a great job creating a line if you have normal hair. I know a lot of people have been loving this. Khaki raved about this. It seemed like she really liked it. She talks about the fact that her hair is a little bit more fine, so maybe if you have more fine hair, this would really work. It almost feels like it lifts your hair. So if you have an issue with volume too, I think you would really like this, but I just did not feel like it gave my hair that rich, that smooth, hydrated feel. So with that said, I would say buy the Briogeo shampoos over the Drunk Elephant shampoos. You get a little bit more, actually a lot more for your money. They're 12.5 fluid ounces, and the conditioners and the shampoos are just so rich and luxurious feeling in the hair. They feel so silky. And now I'm holding the kale and apple one. This is great, but the banana and coconut one, oh my gosh, there's nothing like the silkiness you get out of those two products. I love both the shampoo and the conditioner. I have to, once I go through these products, I'm definitely going to be replenishing them. I just love the smell of those. It brings you to a tropical island. Oh my gosh, they smell gorgeous, and they leave my hair feeling so smooth and silky and detangled. They feel like high-end products. I get more bang for my buck with them, and yeah, I just love those. The banana and coconut is just gonna be my new go-to shampoo and conditioner. And Briogeo doesn't have silicones in their hair care either, but there's just something about their line. It just gives the most silky smooth feel to the hair. I love this line so much. One more skincare product, and then we'll talk about just some random picks. I'm gonna leave all my recommendations down below. A lot more skincare. I just, to be honest, am not using a lot of skincare from Sephora right now. I'm reaching for a lot more Korean skincare. Also the Verse line I've been using a ton, a lot of Ordinary products. So I don't really have a lot of Sephora skincare to talk about, but you guys know I love Biossance. Oh gosh, what are other lines I like from Sephora? I don't know, I'll leave them down below. I can't even think of them off the top of my head. But I wanted to talk about another Drunk Elephant product. I feel like they're either my ride or die products, like I can't live without, or I just don't see the hype. So yeah, they're just up and down for me. So with that being said, I wanted to talk about just some more DE real quick. This F-Bomb Electrolyte Water Facial, this had some really great ingredients in here. It sounded really promising. There's niacinamide in here, a lot of great moisturizing humectants, ceramides, omega fatty acids, antioxidants, packed full of good things, but just not enough for my dry skin. I felt like this soaked into my skin. I still needed a moisturizer on top of it. I don't know, I just felt like this was kind of a pointless product in a way. If I'm gonna have to apply a moisturizer on top of this, I'd rather just reach for maybe a serum with some good actives that I know really work for my skin. So yeah, I don't know. I would maybe avoid this if you have dry skin. Now, if you're looking for some good moisturizers, their moisturizers are some of my favorites. The polypeptide cream especially. This is more of like a gel to cream consistency, which with my dry skin I don't usually go for, but there is just something about this cream. It is so plumping to the skin, so hydrating. It's just gorgeous. You're getting 7 peptides in here. I think the price is pretty good for what you're getting. It's 68 bucks. I actually like this even more than the La La Retro cream. That one's nice, but I feel like that's a little overpriced for what you're getting out of that. Also, the TLC Baby Facial I really like. So yeah, this to me is really worth it. Definitely worth the hype. I know a lot of people rave about this. All right. So that is the end of my buy this not that segment of this. I just wanted to run through some quick favorites. As far as palettes go, I cannot recommend enough the Naked Reloaded palette. I love the shades in here. I love that they're neutrals, but it also has this pop of coral, which I love as a transition color. It's this color right here. I actually have that on my eyes today. You probably can't even tell, but it's just a little something to bring out the pigment in your eyes. It's just, oh, I love this palette. I think the shimmers are gorgeous. There is kind of a flub shimmer in here. Which one was it? I think it's the Angel Fire. It doesn't really have a nice saturated color payoff, but all the other shades are absolutely gorgeous. I love that palette. If you're lucky enough to get it on Ulta sale, then there you go, you don't have to worry about it. But if you miss that sale, I would say pick it up with the Sephora sale. And then the Tartelette in Bloom palette. This is like my go-to. This is like my first love when it comes to palettes. The shadows in here are super soft and just blend so effortlessly. They're pretty dusty, but it just makes it that much easier to blend. I don't know, the formula is so smooth. Love the shades in here. I especially love the shimmer. It's called Funny Girl in here. It's a perfect goldeny champagne shimmer. It reminds me a lot of Mary Luminizer. So I actually love it as a highlight too. I don't even know if that's gonna show up, but just so pretty. I love the neutralness of that palette. I love that it's everyday. I love the packaging. Love that palette. And then as far as lip products, couple of my favorite brands when it comes to lip products, Charlotte Tilbury, of course. I had the shades Bitch Perfect here, and oh, why did I pick up Pillow Talk? Pillow Talk is actually, believe it or not, my least favorite shade when it comes to Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. I can never get this to work on my skin tone. It's almost too mauvey, too purpley, but I love the shade Bitch Perfect. Oh my gosh, you guys. I think my daughter got into this. My daughter, she sometimes like sneaks into this room and gets into my makeup. She has her own like play makeup, but she just can't resist. She has a love for makeup like her mom. But okay, wow, that's a bummer. All right, but I just wanted to show you this color regardless. It's a nice peachy pink, but it's a nice everyday shade. It's not too light. It has enough pigment to it. Love this color. It's just such a nice nude. Wow, I'm just so excited about that. Tash Denona I Need a Nude lipsticks. These are also gorgeous. This formula really lasts. The formula is a little drying, not as maybe hydrating as the Bite Beauty lipsticks, but I love the colors nonetheless. This is the shade Sava. I'm actually wearing this today. More of like a nice neutral pink. I love this. Kind of like more of your warm tone pink. And then I have the shade Jennifer, which is absolutely gorgeous. It's almost like, maybe like an antique rose color. I feel like this is like that Disney princess shade that everybody tries to achieve. Just really flattering. I think this would be super flattering on so many different skin tones. Love that. And then let's talk about some Bite lipsticks. So these are the new Power Matte Lip Crayons. I have the shade Honeycrisp here. If you're looking for a bright springy color, the shade Honeycrisp is absolutely gorgeous. A bright pink with kind of like a coral undertone to it. And then we have Leche is a gorgeous nude, but I would say it's more of like a taupey nude with a pinky undertone. It's so pretty, so flattering. I like this as an everyday nude. And then, oh my gosh, these Becca lipsticks. I have the shade Petal and Bear. These are the Ultimate Love lipsticks. These are some of the most buttery lipstick formulas I have ever tried. They're so smoothing and hydrating on the lips. This is the shade Petal. You guys notice a theme with my lipstick colors? I love my pinky nudes. Petal is more of like a deeper berry nude, Like, it's an everyday nude, but it still has more of like a berry undertone. Very similar to Bitch Perfect, but Bitch Perfect is a lot more, it has more of like a glossy, shiny finish. So yeah, I would say they're my favorite lipsticks from Sephora. And is that it as far as my recommendations? Oh, powder. If you're looking for some good pressed powders, obviously I was talking about the ambient lighting powders from Hourglass. I have the shade Dim Light. This is great if you want a nice illuminating finish. And then the bite powders, I was pleasantly surprised by these. I have the shade Light 2. These feel so lightweight on the skin, and they don't give that cakey look. They're just so pretty. They're just a great like touch-up powder. It immediately like takes down the shine, but they're so smoothing on the skin. They don't really give any coverage, but if you can find a shade that matches your skin tone, I just think these powders are really great. They make your skin look so flawless. I love it. They hold up really well and they never look cakey. And you guys know I was talking about my dry skin. It's very hard to find a good powder that doesn't accentuate dryness. This doesn't cling to dry patches and it like floats over pores without accentuating your pores. Just love that powder so much. All right, so it sounds like my girls are awake, so I'm gonna run downstairs and help out my husband. But I wanted to thank you guys for watching. I hope you, did you hear that? Oh my gosh. I wanted to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys are all safe and healthy. I think my last update last week, we talked about how I work in the county of Philadelphia, and at the time last week, I think that was over a week ago, there was about 1,000 cases in Philadelphia County. Now we're up to 5,000. So this virus is still, it's getting worse and worse. They're saying this week is going to be the worst as far as death rates go, which is very scary. I've actually heard a few people say that they think Philly's going to peak like late April, maybe even May. There might even be a second curve. It's hard to predict, but we just have to stay on top of this, continue to listen to the CDC, listen to the recommendations. Now they're saying to wear a mask when you're out and about. I know people are a little bit confused by this because when, you know, they initially made the recommendation that you don't really need masks when you're out because you essentially can still contract the disease if you have masks on, which is still very scary. But a lot of the data says that it at least protects you at least by 30%. So it's doing something. There's a lot of videos. Actually, there's a great Instagram video. Hopefully I can find the clip down below. A great video on how to do a quick homemade mask, which doesn't involve any sewing. It just involves 2 hair ties and a bandana. She like tucks it in really quickly, pulls the hair ties. It's genius how she created this design or pattern, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I'll try and link that video down below. Hopefully you guys are safe. Stay in your house. Listen to the CDC. Do not go out unless you have to. If you can't get your hands on a pair of gloves, do not panic. I see so many people out there wearing gloves in the stores, and they're wearing the same pair of gloves to touch a cereal box, to touch their purse, to touch their phones, and then they're Purelling the gloves in between, which you're only degrading the gloves and compromising the integrity of the gloves when you do that. Just wash your hands when you get home. If you can get your hands on a bottle of Purell, bring Purell with you. Washing your hands is the most important thing, and then obviously staying home if you don't have to go out. So I can't stress that enough. I hope you guys are safe and healthy. I'm thinking about all of you. But I'd love to hear from you guys. Leave in the comments down below. I'd love to know how you guys are doing. What is it like where you're at? Are you an essential worker? Are you not an essential worker? Are you okay financially? Oh my gosh, that has been another thing that's been on my mind. Everybody out there that has been affected by this financially, I'm thinking about you too. It's just horrible. And with that said, I did want to put it out there too. I am donating my money from my affiliate links for the month of March and April. So thank you if you use my affiliate links. The money will be going to the CDC's relief fund. So thank you so much. I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know if you are shopping the sale, what you're picking up. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you guys.